Hey everybody, welcome to the fifth and final part for this modeling series where we modeled this crest that we can see here. So far we have everything modeled out, so I just want to go over a few little tweaks and then put on some UV mapping and apply some textures so we can get the final output. So the first thing I want to go over would to address the issue that we have over here with the flower and this element over here. Now if you take a look at how they're lying on the surface of the book is a bit, okay, let me just go ahead and do it like this and isolate these. The flower is supposed to be lying on top of the book. So how do we make it to basically go over and flap on this side? Well, we can do it easy with one of the modifier, more notably the FFD or the Freeform Deformer modifier. I'm just going to use a 3x3 and click on the control points. Now I'm going to select these control points, and with a simple move I can make it so it's now it's constrained to the actual surface of the book. We can do this with the control points on this side as well, but it kind of all depends whether or not we need it, or you can just do it for the center part like this. And there we have. Now the flower is on the book. We're going to do the same thing for this part as well. So another FFD modifier, 3x3x3. Whoops. Select the control points. Just so you don't always have to go and click on the plus and select control points, you can simply click the 1 button and it's going to select your key on your keyboard. Just press the 1. It's going to select the vertices, or it's going to give you the option to select the control points right away. Just pull it back so it conforms to the actual surface. Okay, select these. Pull them backwards again. Just in this case, select the middle one. And there we go. Now it's conformed to the book. Now, the thing here is that if we take a look at the actual reference image, let me just put it on here. If you take a look at the book, it's not viewed straight from the top, but it's actually viewed as if you were looking at an open book. So it's like you're looking at it from a perspective view. So in order to get that, we can use the same technique. So use an FFD modifier, a 3x3x3, select now just the outer control points and simply move them upwards like this. That is going to give us that look you would get from the book being opened. We're going to have to do something like that for the back as well. So select the back, move them downwards like that. So now we actually end up with a result more similar to what we had on our reference image, like that. Okay, so we fixed the book, we fixed this. Now let's see if this is lying correctly. Well, actually, yes, it is. This is correctly on the spot. We have the bottom as well, so everything is just fine. So let's go ahead, and I'm gonna want to have a plane for the background. Really doesn't matter the size, but I'm gonna try to get it. Let's go with 4000 by 4000. Really doesn't matter because we're gonna move it. I just want to use this as a background. So get it to about here. Okay, awesome. Now I want to, well, actually I want to get it so it's lying on the back of the shield over here. So I'm going to move this upwards just so it's not intersecting with the background. And all right, we have this. Now the original image, the one that we got, basically has velvety background. So I went over and I googled an image for a velvet, and this is what I got. This is close enough, so we can use that straight out of the box. So just add this, actually add any of the materials to the background, pull the velvet bump map, not the bump map, but the bitmap into your diffuse, and click Show Shaded Material. It's going to apply that shaded material to your background, and this should be enough for now. All right, now the next thing. The next thing is try to get it so it looks like something like this. Now the thing is that I think this is lime wood. I wasn't able to find exactly this kind of wood, which if I were doing this for professionally for some client, I would ask them if they can provide me with texture for something like this. They probably have something like this. So what I did is, again, I went over to Google and I basically downloaded an image like this. As you can see, it's close to what we have, and I did some tweaks in Photoshop to get it to look like this, because when I actually downloaded it, it actually looked like this. So I simply lightened it up and made it like this. So let's go over and make one material that's going to be for wood. So let's call it lime wood. I'm going to take that image and put it for the diffuse. If I take a look at my ball over here, you can see that right now it looks like this. I also made another black and white version so I can use it for the reflection. So I'm going to use it in the reflect option over here. And the glossiness, I'm going to put it at 0.7 or 0.65. Let's see if this is going to work. Yeah, this is going to give us a better result. Okay, so now let's see what happens when you start adding the texture. First things first is I'm going to add it on this piece. As soon as I add it and I put the shaded material, we're going to see that we are not getting the actual texture coming over. The reason for this is that we need to add a Uvw map so the shield knows how to use that 2D image. So a simple UV map with a box should help us get that texture coming through. So as you can see, now we can see all of this. And the thing is, if I take a look at my reference image, I can see that all of these patterns are not going horizontally, they're going vertically, unlike mine, which is going horizontally. So what I have to do here is I'm going to open my texture. So I'm going to click on the map and just rotate it for 90 degrees over here. And as you can see right away, the way that this is going, it's similar to what we have here. All right, so next thing, the book. Same thing again. It's not a big deal, so you don't have to UV unwrap the entire thing. We can simply use a Uvw map with a box modifier. It's going to envelop the whole thing. Now, I'm gonna apply the same material, and in this case I think that I don't want to have all of these markings like this, so I'm gonna go in here. So inside the Uvw map, I'm going to decrease the tiling, something like 0.3 by 0.3, and it should give me some different results like this. All right, same thing would work for this. So Uvw map, box apply the texture, apply the texture. Again, we can choose whether or not we want to have this effect, or if we want to have it like 0.3 with 0.3, just like with the book, just like with the book. All right, now with the flower. For the flower, though, I don't think this would be the right way to do it, because, well, actually, we can use it like this. Just have to fit it. I'm gonna put, let's see if this is gonna work. Well, we might leave it like this, or we can just simply go ahead and decrease this to something like 0.4, 0.4. Just give it some different look. All right, we have this. Another thing that I actually noticed on this is the middle part over here. This one, for the inner part of the flower, I can see that the surface is rather bumpy. So to incorporate that bumpiness, I don't want to have to add any more geometry, but I can use this entire stack. So I can just go ahead and open the group. Now select just the middle part, and just for it, I'm gonna make another copy of the limewood material. Just call it limewood 2, and add it just to this piece over here. So just the only thing that has this material is this piece, and the reason for it is that I want to add a map, a bump map, and for it I want to use a noise modifier. Okay, and with a noise modifier of 1, while we have this selected, click on make unique, so whatever changes I do here are not affecting the rest of the pieces. So make it unique and change it from box to a spherical type of mapping. So now I have the size, the blur, I can lower it to 0.01. That way I have sharp sides. And once you have all of this, you can go back. Now select this entire piece. Again, Uvw Map. Now I can either use a planar one or a box one. So box with a fit. Apply this material to it. You'll notice that it kind of looks and falls into position. Same thing for this. Quick UV map with a box one should work, especially because the only way that we're going to be rendering out this is from the front, so it really won't make any difference. So once you have everything set up, we need to add one camera. So I'm going to use a V-Ray camera for it. So click and make one camera. All right, now I'm going to press F10 so I can enter my options. Now in here, I'm going to make it so it's 1000 by 1000. I'm going to try to position everything inside this square. And in order for you to get the show save frames, all you have to do is when you're here, just hold down Shift and press F. That is going to show you the save frames, which is basically the resolution in which your image is going to be rendered. So now with the dolly camera, just go back a bit until you get it into position. And now once we have everything done here, I'm going to go over to V-Ray, change my image sampler to, let's go adaptive, 1 by 20. This should work. Color mapping, I'm going to use exponential. By default, nope. This is okay, dark multipliers, everything is fine. The GI, enable GI and use irradiance map with light cache. Irradiance map, I'm going to put it very low for now. Light cache, about 500 should work. Settings, everything is looking fine. I think this should be enough for our base. I'll just in Breeze, okay, I'm going to use 14,000. I'm going to use 140,000. All right. So now the only thing that we need to add is, well, actually, before I do some lights, I want to go ahead, put my white balance to neutral, get the F number to something like 6, and the shutter speed to down to 100. Now, I want to add a V-Ray light, and let's, oops, very light. This. I'm going to angle it downwards, something like 45. Push it upwards. And now let's see what happens with a simple setup with only one light. I'm going to go ahead and press the render production button. And this is how our render looks like right now. So let's go ahead and change a few things. One of the things that I want to change first is I want to make the background a bit smaller, because at this size I think the resolution is starting to break up of the image. So let's see if this is going to be better if I make this at least half the size. So 2000 by 2000. The real question is if it's going to cover. Nope. Let's try 23,000, 2300. Yeah, this is covering the entire thing now. All right. So since this is fixed, the next thing I want to do is, if I take a look at my frame buffer, you can see this entire side is too dark. So we have the dominant light coming from the top. I want to add another filler light coming from the side. So I'm going to select this one, rotate it by 90 degrees, get it like this, and now angle it at 30 from the side. This should be a filler light, so it should be at least half as bright as the original one. So again, I'm gonna go ahead and just select one of the regions like this one, and I'm gonna render it out and see what happens. And right away I can see that this part is better lit up, so I can see more of the information. I'm going to try to see about this part of the book as well. And I can see that this book is getting the details coming through as well now. So since we added the extra light, I want to make sure that I retain some of the details, like you can see here, that are in the middle in the light, by not just adding any more lights, but simply controlling the options that we have in the GI. So I'm going to use the expert mode, enable ambient occlusion, and the radius at 10 centimeters, I think it's going to be enough for this. And I'm going to increase the ambient occlusion to something like maybe 3. And let's see if this is going to add a bit more dark places. Especially it should be visible around the leaves or around the pages here. So render again. And here we have it. We can see it better. So we have this details that we have on this side, with helped by the shadows that are coming from just having one light. But in this case we have another filler light, but with the help of the ambient occlusion we retained some of that detail. So let's simply go ahead and either, well, yeah, I'm going to render the whole thing so I can see it, and from there we'll see if we have to do anything else, or we can call this one done and finished. Alright, so this is how it looks like now, and I can say that I'm actually, well, I'm happy with how it turned out to be. So let's compare it to the one we have for the start. This is the reference image that we used. So the only thing that I would probably change for if this was the actual final image, I would probably change the hue of the bump map to make it more towards white. But overall, I think we got quite close to the final result here. So I hope you guys liked the video and you managed to learn something new. And if you would like me to make more, then go ahead, like it, subscribe, comment, and share it around so we can reach more people. As for this image, I'm going to leave it on the site, so feel free and go over there and pick it up from there. Well, actually, as I'm recording this, I'm still waiting for my site to be propagated, so it's a bit offline at the moment, but I'm hoping by the time that this video is up, everything is going to be fixed up, and you'll be able to get over on the site and get everything from there. So, hope you had fun, and I'll see you all in the next video.